This is Fresh Air. I'm Dave Davies in for Terry Gross. Our first guest, actor Sean Hayes, will host the Tony Awards Sunday, where he's also nominated for Best Lead Actor in a Musical. In the hit NBC sitcom Will and Grace, Hayes played Jack, the very extroverted gay friend. Today, Sean Hayes is starring opposite Kristen Chenoweth in the Broadway revival of the 1968 musical Promises, Promises. Adapted from the movie The Apartment, the show features songs by Burt Bacharach and Hal David. We'll hear from them later in the show. In Promises, Promises, Sean Hayes plays Chuck Baxter, an employee at an insurance company stuck in a low-level job. He has something his boss wants, an apartment in Manhattan, an apartment the boss can use to carry on an affair. So Baxter gives a key to his boss in return for the promise of a promotion. Terry spoke to Sean Hayes about the show in April. Let's start with Sean Hayes singing Promises, Promises, the title song.
Promises, promises, I'm all through with promises, promises now. I don't know how I got the nerve to walk out. If I shout, remember, I feel free. Now I can look at myself and be proud. I'm laughing out loud. Oh, promises, promises, this is where those promises end. I won't pretend that what was wrong can be right. Every night I'll sleep now, no more lies. Things that I promised myself fell apart, but I found my heart. Oh, promises, they're kind of promises, take all the joy from life. Oh, promises, those kind of promises can just destroy your life. Oh, promises, promises, my kind of promises can lead to joy and hope and love. Yes, love.
Sean Hayes, welcome to Fresh Air. I really enjoyed your performance in Promises, Promises.
Well, thank you.
Now, I know you performed in the encore production of Damn Yankees, but that wasn't officially Broadway. This is your official Broadway debut. So, I've heard you sing comedically as Jack in Will and Grace, but here you're singing for real and singing well for real. Did you sing much before this?
No, actually, I think that's one of the reasons I did this, as well as 50 other reasons, most of which shall remain in my head. But one of the reasons was to challenge myself and see if I could really conquer this kind of thing that I've always been toying with, the singing thing. And I don't, by any means, don't pretend to be a singer or label myself a singer. I'm definitely an actor first, but it's fun to kind of, push your boundaries and see if you can do things that have scared you a little bit your whole life.
So if singing scares you a little bit and you're out on a Broadway stage singing, that's got to be scary with a capital S?
Yeah, that's what life's about, though, isn't it? Isn't it about getting out of your comfort zone and getting off the couch and challenging yourself and forcing yourself to do things you wouldn't otherwise, what are you living for?
Comfort. I'm living for comfort.
Well, actually, I'm realizing that now. Comfort never sounded so great.
Now, at the end of Promises, Promises, there's a very high note you have to reach.
Mm-hmm.
Is that easy for you, or do you get a little worried each night?
Yeah, no, I do. Anytime, because it's just you. You're bare out on stage, alone in front of the audience. Just you, and you feel like everybody's judging you, which is, of course, that's what we do. As an actor, we're judged the second we walk on a stage. So, but I've never been, and I'm okay being judged as an actor. It's new for me to be judged as a singer. So there's a little added pressure that I put on myself and a little added fear that I put on myself. So that's what I've had to overcome.
Did you know some of the more famous songs from the show, like Promises, Promises, I'll Never Fall in Love Again, Knowing When to Leave, and two other Bacharach David songs were added to this production, I Say a Little Prayer and A House Is Not a Home. How familiar were you with those songs?
Well, I knew Promises and I knew Never Fall in Love Again only from the radio from being a kid. and of course, The House Is Not a Home and Say a Little Prayer. I was unfamiliar with the rest, and to be quite honest, the very, very first listen to those songs for me was the original cast recording. And a lot of them you don't walk away humming. But if you listen to it even a second time, let alone 100 times like I have, they really do grow on you, and you kind of gain a certain affection for them, and you realize why the show was a hit back in the 60s. There's a couple songs that you don't, go to the urinal during intermission and hum, but but they really do stick with you.
Now, you do have a music background. You studied music, you studied piano, you studied conducting, I think. You played
in college.
In college, you played a lot of Mozart. Why classical music?
I think that's just what came more natural to me. As a kid, that's what I started on. And, we're talking about comfort zones earlier. I think that's where my comfort zone was.
So why did you change from music to acting?
I think that was probably always my destiny, and I fought it because I grew up in a family of many brothers that won accolades for their sporting events and everything. And so I thought I was a little embarrassed to pursue acting at such a young age, and I thought it wasn't the macho thing to do. I'm being completely honest. And so, so I always kind of had this passion for it. And I would always hang out in the theater as much as I could because those people made me laugh the most. I mean, I used to watch Saturday Night Live as a kid constantly and go, God, they look like they're having so much fun. Why am I not doing that? And so I think when I got to college, as do a lot of people, you discover who you are and find yourself more than you did before. You go, yeah, this feels right. This feels right to be amongst funny people and people who enjoy what they do. So I kind of pursued both at the same time. I was pursuing music, but during the day, and at night I would go hang out with all the theater folks, watch shows, and do improvisational groups and things like that. So I was on a two-way track.
Now, once you decided to act, your first real role was in a film called Billy's Hollywood's Green Kiss. This is an indie film with a lot of unknown people in it. Did you have any confidence that it would be good?
No. I at the time, I wasn't working. I just moved to Los Angeles, and because if you wanted to do TV or film, that's where you need to be. And I literally just auditioned and got the job like 2 days later. And my agent was like, do you want to do this or not? It's no money. It's nothing. And I was like, I'm not doing anything else. So I did it. And then from that got Will and Grace.